internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 2 for our script. Let's get right in today's video. I really do not think people understand how big 2024 is going to be in this crypto sector. We are going to see regulated entities flood in money, billions and trillions within the next 12 months.
I think we're going to see a massive adoption, in the next number of years, where this really grows in the regulated space too, which is really exciting. But I think the key thing about all of this is that every element of doing this in a regulated environment takes some time and takes some effort and takes some coordination and takes a lot of work in terms of standards and standard setting as well. So, for me, I'm really excited to see how this tech is going to really massively scale over the next few years into many trillions of volume and scale on a daily basis.
The current market cap for the whole crypto sector is under $2 trillion right now, and we could see 2024 end with over $6 trillion in this whole crypto sector. And everybody is getting ready, and some of them can't stay quiet about it. What do I mean by that? This video that was published on November 16th has less than 200 views, and this was brought to my attention by Cypress. This is absolutely massive. You got to take a listen to what he says here, okay? And I put together like a little bit of a collage. We have the president of the World Bank in this collage as well. Take a listen very carefully.
My first question to you is this. It's a very simple question. I want a very simple answer. What is the definition of Web3? Can someone volunteer to take this one?
Yeah, sure. I'll start.
Okay, go. Sanjit, you're brave. Let's do it.
Yeah, but before I give out my definition of Web3, I want to say you are way too pessimistic, buddy.
Then prove me wrong. Tell me the definition of Web3.
You should look at it as this is the biggest opportunity ever for mankind.
Answer the question.
Digitization and data and the use of data is a big enabler in this change. It'll change everything.
That will all move to digital. And when it does, it will create massive wealth, the greatest wealth creation opportunity I'm going to see in my lifetime.
You should look at it as this is the biggest opportunity ever for mankind.
Answer the question wrong and ask somebody else to answer it.
Yeah. Web3 is the last piece of innovation that mankind will ever know.
Okay, but what is it? Define what is Web3.
Taking the powers out of central authority and giving it to each of you in the room.
And then in a moment, we're going to get into a video clip by the IMF pretty much saying the world isn't just ready for this new system and they're taking a slow approach to it. And the AIM summit, how big is this summit? What kind of individuals attend this summit? Well, Ripple attends the summit. We'll get into a video by Navin Gupta in a moment, but this was launched in 2015 and it is a platform for discussions on investment, developments, global market conditions, and the latest trends. Okay, this is a pretty big deal. The summit is a high-level forum inviting only key decision makers and C-level executives who are interested in the alternative investment space. And I guarantee you that you are the only individual in your area that is now familiar with the AIM summit, and they just can't stay quiet about it. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and we are so early. We are the pioneers in this sector, and we are going to get rewarded very handsomely. And here we have Navin Gupta at the same summit.
As a Ripple, we are an enterprise crypto payment solutions company. Our payments is now becoming a smaller part. Lots of other things are emerging and becoming bigger and bigger. So let's take simply an institution that wants to use crypto for any purpose, either for tokenization, for payments, for custody. We are building solutions to essentially provide that. My advice would be don't worry about where digital assets are going. Invest in picks and shovels. So Levi's, which produce jeans, people who were producing picks and shovels, you can't go wrong with that because the industry will become 50, 100 times bigger and the infrastructure will always win irrespective of which digital asset wins.
He's talking about this whole sector growing 1,500x. That is massive, folks. We're talking about trillions, over $100 trillion in this sector. You got to understand what you hold and how long this asset's been around in regards to XRP. This is the historical snapshot from August 4th of 2013. We have Bitcoin, Litecoin, and XRP. Those are the only coins that you guys all know. And the rest of them are all garbage coins that are not here. Okay? This is you got to understand what you hold here. XRP is Bitcoin 2.0 on steroids. And the reason why it's taken so long is it's within the new infrastructure that they're rolling out. I mean, take a listen to it from the IMF.
We talk about first mover advantage a lot, and it's actually very interesting because in technology, it can certainly be possible to be too early to develop a product that the world is just not ready to receive, or the infrastructure isn't in place to make that product as successful as it could be. So sometimes the first mover doesn't always win. Sometimes they're too early. But I think that it's not just about the first mover effect for adoption. It's also about the first mover effect for standards. So whoever's first out of the gate here is going to set norms and standards around around privacy, around how open the system is, and actually very detailed standards in how transactions are formatted and how they interact. And as financial institutions start onboarding onto these systems, they're going to get used to one set of standards, and it's going to be extra work to add in new sets of standards.
And that is why we haven't seen a double-digit XRP or a triple-digit XRP. But the moment is coming. And it's a very small amount of us out there that actually hold XRP. So don't be afraid of thinking they're not going to let us become wealthy because of XRP. I'm telling you, there's a very small amount of individuals out there. And we have now entered a multi-year bull market. As you guys could see, the markets are already pumping. Like I said, it's going to pump, create a foundation, cool off for a couple days, pump. While that's doing it, other coins are going to do it. It's begun. We may see a final big sell-off. I want you guys to be prepared for that mentally, okay? A final massive sell-off, and we're going to be right back to where we are. And in some way, that is a little bit healthy to see that. Like I said, it's a very brand spanking new market, still very new. Volatility is key. It is good for the markets. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys, and we will be back with another.
All innovations take time. So there are, of course, adopters. And now it's at critical mass where it's moving very, very fast. But also at the same time, adoption itself takes time, right? So if you and me, after a few years, having a discussion to say, hey, what is the state right now? I would be surprised that there is any institution that is not taking advantage of the blockchain technology that is available to essentially significantly create efficiency versus where they are.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch. I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.